say A, and that's your final answer?
And the big news across the country, of course, is the death of Ruth Bader Ginsburg this past Friday. So tell us about that.
Well, first of all, Ruth Bader Ginsburg was on the Supreme Court for a long time and held the position for far longer than probably was called for due to her significant medical concerns. I do extend my condolences to her family. I don't know much about her family. Clearly, she was an icon for the left. She was an icon for certain women's movements and things like that. But in terms of her contribution to the Supreme Court, I think she'll be largely viewed as a vote in the minority, which is something that people tend to overlook, is that virtually all of her time on the Supreme Court, she has been in the minority, as the Supreme Court, fortunately for America, has been controlled by largely conservative justices. And it is my hope, again, that the president will act promptly. I think it's very interesting because the Democrats are screaming bloody murder. Old Chucky Schumer came out today to again urge that they not fill the position. And the only reason for doing that would be that they're hoping that they can defeat Trump and win the Senate. They need to do both in order to capture an opportunity to put a liberal vote in there. I think for America, and one of the things that I think people miss about the importance of the Supreme Court is the Supreme Court's main charge in life is to make sure that American laws follow the Constitution, that Americans' legal actions in our court system follow the Constitution. And unfortunately, the Democrats' view is a more activist judicial system. And so we desperately need in America a conservative court. And unfortunately, Roberts, the Chief Justice, has not been a consistent conservative vote in the Supreme Court, even though he was appointed by a Republican president. And this has happened before, but I think that this is an opportunity for America. And again, many Americans who lean liberal or lean left do not understand that they benefit by having a conservative Supreme Court. It's not just the conservatives in America who don't make up the majority of the political base. The political base of America is largely middle of the road. Some lean Democrat, some lean Republican, but the conservative and the liberal wings tend to be a little far out on the edges there, which is why they call it the right and the left, not the center. But so I have not seen the list of judges. I do know that it is explicitly planned to be a female appointment. I'm okay with that, though we do have to face the fact that at some point in America, we need to start appointing especially to the high court, the single best lawyer in America to be on that court, regardless of gender, regardless of color. And we're not at that point, and that's unfortunate. But I do think, given that women make up the majority of the population in the world, that it is good to have a female jurist replaced by a female jurist. I actually was hopeful that one of his prior appointments, this will be his record third appointment in just one term in the presidency. It will be a excellent choice, and maybe should have been the choice last time, but I'm looking forward to that. So that's my reaction to the situation with Ruth Bader Ginsburg.
So we do have a vacancy at this point in the Supreme Court of the United States, right?
Definitely.
And the goal is to have that position filled before the election in November.
Right. I've heard an interesting twist on this. There are two Republican senators who have two liberal Republican senators who've indicated that they will not vote for Supreme Court nominee at this point. And so it's a very close vote. However, very interestingly, a longtime opponent of President Trump, Mitt Romney, has announced that if they bring it to a vote, he will vote for that candidate. And that's extremely important because they're counting every single vote. So I think that is going to be the green light to get this done now. President Trump, latest that I heard just this morning is he will announce Saturday of this week his choice for the jurist. He'd already previously said that it'll be a female jurist. And I have seen one potential candidate who sits on the 11th Circuit Court of Appeals, a conservative circuit. And I don't know much about that particular candidate. I just know that's one of the names that has been mentioned. So let's all keep our fingers crossed and see how it goes over the next couple months.
Very good. Oh my gosh. Great information today. So we have covered the news with Ruth Ginsburg and her leaving a vacancy in the Supreme Court. We've covered the rumor. And now with the facts, which about the government interfering in business. So David, what a great show. Oh my gosh. I can't wait to watch the rerun of this. So thank you very much for being so generous and sharing your time. And I want to remind everyone who is watching or listening, so if you're listening to the podcast or you're watching the video or you're on YouTube, this is the book that was written by David Schein like 2 years ago. Was it when it was published, right, David?
Released in February, President's Day 2018.
So we're just past President's Day 2020, and David is now working on the next book, and we'll be telling you all about that in the weeks to come. But I do want to remind you that if you're listening to this or watching this before November, and that's before our election, and this is a presidential election year, then you need to get a copy of this book. This is your guidebook, your research, your homework. Do your homework. Don't just listen to the ads or vote however. Just do your homework on previous presidents. What have they done? How have they reacted in similar issues and challenges that we have today or we've had over the years? So from Woodrow Wilson, who was the president during the last pandemic, all the way through Barack Obama, the studies are all in this book. So one book is all you need to prepare for this election. And you can get it on Amazon. The title of the book, remember, is The Decline of America. I didn't say much about Dr. Schein earlier, but he is, besides being an author, besides being an attorney and having his own business, the Claremont Management Group, he's also a dean at the University of St. Thomas here in Houston, and he's one of the professors there. So, and he just got back on a trip. So are you going into real estate mogul? Is that your next?
Oh, I don't know about that, but I certainly think I want to be careful right now because of this issue with the landlords and evictions.
If you'd like to get in touch with Dr. Schein, you can reach him by going either to putting a comment in the Facebook page that we're on today, or you can send an email. You can go to the website, ClaremontManagementGroup.com, and send something through the contact us form there. Or how else would you like people to get in touch with you, David?
Those all sound good to me, and of course, I am on social media. Business contacts can reach me through LinkedIn.
Very good. So he is available if you want to reach out to him. So thank you very much for joining us today, and we will see you next week, Tuesday, 11 a.m. for our live streaming of the podcast, and then you'll be able to get the podcast, subscribe to it on any one of the podcast platforms. So we look forward to hearing from you. Thank you, and thank you, Dr. Schein.
Thank you, Sandy. Take care.